Listen to me closely, because what I'm about to say will change the way you think about connection, intimacy, and attraction. You've been told that women are mysterious, that they can't be understood, that they're impossible to read. But that's not true. The truth is, women respond to authenticity. They respond to a man who knows himself, who can hold space for her, who can make her feel seen and safe. You see, intimacy isn't just about physical touch. It's about emotional resonance. Every gesture, every touch, every little spark between you and her carries weight. And when a woman responds physically, it's never random. It's a reflection of trust, desire, and deep emotional connection. So, if you've been struggling to get her attention, to truly connect, or to make her feel something real, stop looking for tricks or games. Stop trying to mimic someone else, because the real power lies in understanding her body, her mind, and her emotions. And today, I'm going to break down the 3 places that, when understood and approached with respect, will awaken her desire and awaken the man within you who can give her that feeling before you even think about touching her, before you even dream about seduction or intimacy. There's one thing you must master: awareness. And I don't mean just noticing her smile or her laughter. I mean truly being present, understanding her energy, reading the subtle signals that tell you how she feels, what she wants, and how she reacts to your presence. Most men walk into a room thinking about what they want, how to impress, how to be liked, how to get physical. And that's exactly why they fail. Women are not puzzles to be solved. They are living, breathing human beings with emotions, experiences, and instincts that run deep. She can feel it if your mind is elsewhere, if your confidence is fake, or if your focus is only on yourself. Awareness is the bridge between your world and hers. Awareness starts with your own energy. How are you showing up in her presence? Are you calm, grounded, and confident? Or anxious, scattered, and desperate for approval? Women sense this instantly. They respond to energy before words, to presence before actions. That is why awareness is not a skill. It is a lifestyle. It's a way of being that makes her feel seen, valued, and understood without you saying a single word. And then there are the subtle cues, the flicker of her eyes when she's interested, the way her body leans slightly closer when she trusts you, the nervous smile when she's unsure but curious. These moments are gifts, little windows into her mind and heart. Most men miss them entirely because they are too busy thinking about the next move, too busy trying to perform. Awareness means slowing down, paying attention, and truly listening. Not just with your ears, but with your intuition, your senses, and your heart. When you master awareness, you no longer chase her. You draw her in naturally because she senses that you are different, that you are present, tuned in, and emotionally intelligent. Awareness is the first step to connection. Without it, nothing else matters. But with it, you have the power to understand her, respect her, and create a magnetic bond that goes far beyond the surface. Remember, attraction starts long before touch. It starts the moment she feels you see her, truly see her. If awareness is the doorway, emotional safety is the foundation. No woman will ever open up, physically or emotionally, if she doesn't feel safe with you. And I'm not talking about safety in the physical sense only. I'm talking about the kind of safety that exists in her mind, in her heart, in her very being. The kind of safety that lets her drop her walls, her masks, her fears, and be herself, completely and unapologetically. Most men think emotional safety is something that just happens when you're charming or funny, but it doesn't. Emotional safety is earned. It's about how you carry yourself, how you listen, how you respond to her feelings. It's about consistency. Women are naturally cautious because their experiences have taught them to protect their hearts. They're scanning the room, scanning you, scanning every word, every gesture, every movement. And if she senses judgment, inconsistency, or manipulation, she will close off immediately. To create emotional safety, you must first be self-aware. How do you respond under pressure? How do you handle conflict? Can you remain calm when things get uncomfortable? Your ability to stay grounded directly communicates safety to her. She doesn't even need you to say a word. She feels it. Listening is another key. I don't mean just nodding while she talks. I mean really listening, absorbing her words, her tone, the pauses, the emotions behind them. Reflect back empathy. Validate her feelings without trying to fix her. A man who can listen without judgment, without the need to impress, is magnetic. He becomes a refuge. And here's the truth: emotional safety is not weakness. It is strength. It is courage. It is power. Because when a woman feels safe with you, she opens herself to connection in a way that is rare, precious, and transformative. Physical attraction, desire, intimacy, they all follow emotional safety naturally. Remember this: no shortcut, no trick, no technique can replace genuine emotional safety. You can know every touch, every trick, every move. But if she doesn't feel safe, she will resist. Be the man who makes her feel seen, heard, and understood. Be the man who creates a space where she can simply be. That is the moment attraction becomes real. Now that you understand awareness and emotional safety, it's time to talk about something that most men get wrong: touch. And not just touch, but the right kind of touch, the kind that awakens desire, builds intimacy, and communicates connection without words. I'm talking about what I call the 3 sacred places. These are not tricks or manipulative moves. They are rooted in biology, instinct, and emotional resonance. But here's the catch: they only work when approached with respect, consent, and emotional intelligence. The first sacred place is the neck and collarbone area. This zone is highly sensitive, yet often overlooked. A light, gentle touch here, when done with care and attention, communicates presence, intimacy, and attraction. But you cannot rush it. You cannot act entitled to her body. You must gauge her response, read her cues, and proceed only when she is open and comfortable. The second sacred place is the lower back. This area is not just physically receptive, it's emotionally connected to trust. Touching her lower back as you guide her, support her, or simply lean close can create a sense of closeness and safety. Again, context matters. This is not about dominance or control. It's about connection, guiding her gently and showing that she is safe with you. The third sacred place is the hands. Simple, right? Yet most men underestimate the power of hands. Holding her hand, brushing it lightly, or letting your fingers intertwine at the right moment signals trust, intimacy, and emotional warmth. It's a connection that speaks louder than words because it says, I see you. I'm here with you. You are safe. Here's the essential truth: it's not just about where you touch. It's about how you touch. Every touch must communicate respect, attentiveness, and emotional presence. The sacred places are sacred precisely because they respond to more than physical stimuli. They respond to emotional energy, connection, and consent. If you approach these places with awareness, emotional safety, and respect, you unlock a level of intimacy that goes far beyond physical attraction. You create moments where desire grows naturally, organically, and beautifully. You honor her body, her mind, and her heart, and in doing so, you awaken the man within you who can connect on a deeper, more magnetic level. Now that we've talked about the sacred places, it's time for the truth that separates men who connect deeply from men who fail consent and respect. This is not optional. This is not a nice to have. Without it, everything else, the touch, the attraction, the connection, crumbles. Women can sense disrespect instantly, even in subtle ways, and nothing kills desire faster than feeling unsafe or disregarded. Consent is more than a verbal yes. It's an ongoing awareness of her comfort, her energy, her signals. It's about reading the room, reading her body, reading her mind. A glance, a lean, a hesitation. These are all cues that demand your attention. A true man notices them, respects them, and adapts. Consent is a conversation that goes beyond words. It's a dynamic dance of trust and communication. Respect is the foundation. Respect her boundaries, her choices, her body, her emotions. Too many men think attraction is about pushing limits, testing lines, or winning her over. That is false. True attraction is about honoring her, showing her that her autonomy is valued, and that her comfort matters as much as your desire. Respect is magnetic because it communicates integrity, strength, and emotional maturity. Here's the key. Consent and respect are not just rules. They are signals of your character. A woman is drawn to a man who demonstrates that he can hold himself accountable, who listens, who responds with care, and who makes her feel empowered rather than pressured. When she feels this, walls come down. She relaxes. She trusts. And once trust is established, desire follows naturally. Let's be clear, consent doesn't limit you. It amplifies attraction. Respect doesn't make you weak. it makes you irresistible. Because a man who can navigate desire with sensitivity, who can honor a woman's body and emotions, becomes a presence she wants, craves, and cherishes. Remember this, every interaction is a choice. Every touch, every gesture, every word communicates either respect or disregard. If you want to build real intimacy, you must make the conscious choice to approach every moment with care, awareness, and honor. That is the art of consent. That is the power of respect. And that is what separates the men who merely chase from the men who truly connect. If you've mastered awareness, created emotional safety, and approached touch with respect and consent, you're ready for one of the most important truths about connection. Emotional depth is the gateway to physical depth. Most men make the mistake of thinking intimacy begins with the body. It doesn't. It begins with the heart, the mind, the soul. A woman's physical response is a reflection of emotional resonance, not just anatomy. Think about it. When she truly trusts you, when she feels heard, understood, and valued, her body responds in ways that are natural, instinctive, and undeniable. But when she doesn't feel that connection, no amount of techniques or tricks will create desire. Physical intimacy without emotional depth is hollow. It's temporary, shallow, and ultimately unfulfilling. Emotional depth starts with presence. Can you sit with her and listen without distractions? Can you hold her gaze and be vulnerable? Can you share your thoughts, your fears, and your authenticity without pretending to be someone else? When you do, you show her that intimacy isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. And that authenticity creates a magnetic pull that she cannot resist. Another layer of emotional depth is empathy. Can you feel her joy, her pain, her tension, and respond with care? Can you make her feel seen even when she's quiet, hesitant, or guarded? This is the invisible language of connection. It's what turns casual moments into profound experiences. It's what transforms a simple touch into a spark that she feels through every nerve in her body. Remember, physical attraction is temporary, but emotional connection is lasting. When you build emotional depth, her body naturally aligns with her heart and mind. Her desire becomes a reflection of trust, comfort, and genuine connection, not coercion or performance. So, if you want her to respond to you fully, you must first give her emotional presence. You must cultivate self-awareness, empathy, and vulnerability. You must become a man whose inner world resonates so deeply that her body can't help but respond. Emotional depth isn't just a strategy. It's the foundation for all meaningful intimacy. And when you master it, every touch, every glance, every shared moment becomes electric, authentic, and unforgettable. Everything we've talked about so far, awareness, emotional safety, understanding touch, respect, and emotional depth, leads to this final truth. It all comes down to who you are as a man. Desire isn't just about what you do. It's about who you become. Women are drawn to men who are grounded, confident, self-aware, and emotionally intelligent. They sense authenticity immediately. They feel when a man is whole and present. And that presence creates an irresistible magnetism that no technique can replicate. Becoming the man she desires begins with self-mastery. Who are you when no one is watching? How do you handle pressure, rejection, or uncertainty? Can you remain calm, strong, and centered even when life challenges you? These qualities speak louder than words, gestures, or touch. A woman doesn't just want a man who can make her feel pleasure. She wants a man who can make her feel safe, understood, and valued in every sense of the word. Next comes emotional intelligence. Can you recognize her feelings without judgment? Can you respond with empathy and patience? Emotional intelligence allows you to navigate intimacy with care, creating a space where she can be herself completely. It's the difference between a fleeting encounter and a lasting connection. When she senses that you understand her, she naturally mirrors that understanding. Trust grows, attraction deepens, and intimacy becomes effortless. Confidence is another pillar, but not arrogance. True confidence is grounded in self-respect, self-discipline, and a sense of purpose. It's calm, quiet, and magnetic. Women are instinctively drawn to it because it signals stability, reliability, and strength without needing to dominate or control. Finally, authenticity completes the equation. Stop trying to be someone else. Stop performing. The man she desires is not a checklist of moves or techniques. It's a man who knows himself, embraces his flaws, cultivates his strengths, and consistently shows up with presence, respect, and care. When you embody this version of yourself, attraction is no longer something you chase. It's something she naturally feels. Remember, this desire follows the man who leads his life with integrity, awareness, and emotional depth. Work on yourself, cultivate your energy, and show up fully in every moment. Become that man, and you won't just attract women. You'll create a connection that is deep, magnetic, and unforgettable.